Should you get the iPad mini 4 here in 2025? So the iPad mini 4 came out back in 2015, which was almost 10 years ago. And in this video, I'll be explaining to you whether or not it's still worth buying almost 10 years later. So in this video, I'll be explaining to you the design, the specs, and whether or not it's still worth buying. So starting off with the design, this device comes with 3 different colors. So there's a space gray color, which is the one that I have, but there's also silver and there's the gold color. Also, the iPad mini 4 does have a very small 7.9 inch display, which makes it a lot easier to hold. It's a lot more portable than other iPads. And let's now move on to the specs. So starting off with the battery life, the iPad mini 4 does have a pretty good battery life. It has 5100 mAh, which from my own experience has lasted me several days without having to charge it. And for comparison, the latest iPhone 16 Pro has 3500 mAh. So the iPad mini 4 does do really well with the battery life, and this is definitely something that you shouldn't really worry about. It's going to last you a long time, but if you do get this device used, then the battery life is probably going to be a bit lower. So if you get it off of a third-party website, then you should check the device's description or contact the seller to see if the battery is still good. Now moving on to the speeds, the iPad mini 4 has the Apple A8 chip, which is the same one from the iPhone 6. And it does also have 2 GB of RAM, which makes it overall about as fast as the iPhone 6s. And also, let's talk about the storage. This device has 4 different storage models. So the one that I have here has 16 GB, but there's also 32, 64, and 128 GB of storage. And let's now talk about the camera quality. So the camera quality on the iPad mini 4 is definitely not good. The rear camera can record up to 1080p at 30 frames per second, and it can take up to 8 megapixel photos. And also, the front camera can take 1.2 megapixel photos and up to HD video at 30 FPS. So overall, I would say the camera quality is about as good as the one on the iPhone 6, and it'll be good enough for FaceTime or if you want to show a photo or a video to someone, but it's definitely not good enough for uploading photos and videos onto social media. So is the iPad mini 4 still worth buying here in 2024? Well, my answer for almost all of you would be no. There are much better alternatives. It just all depends on what you're looking for in an iPad. So if you just want to use it for reading or writing documents, or you want to be able to read ebooks, then I would recommend going for the iPad mini 2 instead, because it is going to be a lot cheaper and it'll still be fast enough to handle basic stuff like note-taking and reading online articles. Now, if you're looking to use your iPad for work, then I would recommend going for the iPad Air or the iPad mini 6, because you will need a much faster iPad for that. But if you want to use it for watching films or watching YouTube videos, then I would recommend going for the iPad mini 5, because it is fast enough for that. And I will have my iPad buyer's guide linked down below, so if you're interested in it, make sure to check it out. And that's really all there is for this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and check out my channel to see more videos like this in the future. And if you have any video suggestions, make sure to leave them down in the comments below.